011A Tired Minister. Did William Branham get tired of people, or what he felt was his calling? It is not uncommon to wear out. It happened before to William Branham. Non-stop travel, the multitudes, the responsibility are all exhausting. Ask any rock star. The road ain't no fun. Now add to this mix endless criticism, visions and spiritual gifts, and devils that hate what you are doing. Then add feeling rebuked by an angel, used by God in ways against your natural nature, and the swarm of religious fanatics and groupies. Add to this, post-war scarred humans full of heartbreak, scars, and complexes. Add to this trying to raise your family and nuture your wife while continually having people glorify them or pick at them. Being on the road is not how a man wants to raise a family because they get cheated from his company. Add to this being nearly the only one who believes what is being preached, discerning who is against you, having nothing material to prove your ministry is a success. And it continues. After preaching the 7 seals in March of 1963, within less than 90 days, William Branham was ready to disappear. No one could blame him. Paul in the Bible wanted to leave this world. Huss, Luther, Calvin, Wesley, and nearly any preacher in the pulpit trying to stick to the Bible, have all felt this very human dilemma. I'm done. Around 1956–1957, the Pentecostal organizations were not financing healing campaigns. Time was changing. The first hints of tiredness from William Branham were expressed around this time period. It was also at this time that the IRS went after ministers, and William Branham was on their target. Some sources via Google AI provide glimpses into his interactions and feelings. One sermon from 1956 mentions him feeling the weight of family disasters and other issues people brought to him. He expressed a desire to personally connect with people but acknowledged his inability to do so due to the demands of his ministry. Another source notes that his healing services were twice as hard on him as preaching, suggesting the intense nature of his public ministry could be tiring. These instances suggest that the demands of his ministry and the constant interaction with people facing various needs could have been taxing. However, without more direct statements from him on this topic, it's not possible to conclude definitively that he got tired of people. Guy. William Branham shares experiencing a deep depression after the deaths of his wife and daughter. He also described himself as neurotic and suffering from periods of desperate anxiety. Early travels. William Branham left home at age 19, seeking a better life, and traveled to Phoenix, Arizona, where he worked for a couple of years. His natural nature was the freedom of the outdoors. Ministry travels. He traveled extensively, holding revival meetings across the United States, gaining national attention in the latter 1940s. His healing revivals led him to hold large interdenominational meetings throughout areas of the world. Later years and reduced travel. By the late 1950s, he was reportedly exhausted and refused to do large meetings anymore. William Branham's life and ministry were significantly influenced by Pentecostal theology, but this evolved increasing controversy surrounding some of his later theological teachings. Did William Branham want to completely quit preaching? Around 1960, William Branham transitioned more into a teaching ministry. This followed a decline in his campaigning and popularity starting around 1955, primarily due to Pentecostal churches withdrawing financial support from his healing campaigns. While divine healing has been a significant tenet within Pentecostalism since its early beginnings in the early 1900s, the nature and prominence of healing revivals have evolved over time rather than being completely abandoned. Here's a breakdown of the historical context. Early Pentecostalism. Divine healing was a central aspect of the Pentecostal movement from its inception. The Azusa Street Revival 1906–1915 and subsequent early Pentecostal gatherings emphasized faith in God for physical healing as part of the gospel. The Healing Revival 1940s–1950s, this period saw a surge of large-scale healing revivals in North America, led by charismatic figures like William Branham, Oral Roberts, A. Allen, and Jack Coe. These revivals drew huge crowds and significantly popularized the doctrine of divine healing, impacting both Pentecostal and broader charismatic circles. Decline of the Healing Revival. By the late 1950s and early 1960s, the prominence of these large, independent healing ministries began to wane for various reasons, including financial accountability and scandals. Some healing evangelists faced scrutiny regarding their finances and the authenticity of reported healings. Doctrinal differences. The rise of movements like the Latter Rain movement, which had some association with the Healing Revival, led to theological disagreements and a distancing by some established Pentecostal denominations. Institutionalization. As Pentecostal denominations grew and became more established, there was a greater emphasis on local church ministry and less on large, itinerant evangelistic campaigns. Continued belief and practice. It's crucial to understand that while the large, independent healing revivals of the mid-20th century declined, the belief in and practice of divine healing did not disappear within Pentecostalism. Charismatic movement and beyond 1960s present, the charismatic movement, which began in the 1960s and spread Pentecostal beliefs and practices, including divine healing, into mainline Protestant and Catholic denominations, demonstrated the enduring influence of the healing emphasis. Many Pentecostal churches continue to believe in and practice divine healing through prayer, anointing with oil, and the laying on of hands. Diversity within Pentecostalism. It's important to note that Pentecostalism is a diverse movement. While most denominations and churches maintain a belief in divine healing, the emphasis and practices can vary. Some may have regular healing services, while others integrate prayer for the sick into regular church services. In conclusion, Pentecostals didn't entirely quit supporting divine healing. The large, independent healing revivals of the mid-20th century saw a decline, but the belief and practice of divine healing remain a significant aspect of Pentecostal faith and are expressed in various ways within local churches and ministries today. Guy. Burnout doesn't make a person less spiritual. Aging not only affects the body, but also the mind. Many of the errors of popular Bible characters happened in their later years. Of course, God understands this. Add the responsibilities put on a leader and the brain and human spirit can be completely overloaded. Without the counsel of others, most humans cannot bear the pressure. Proverbs 11:14. Where no counsel is, the people fall, but in the multitude of counselors there is safety. By July 1963, William Branham was ready to head out of Dodge and leave people behind. William Branham, with God's strong assistance, pulled up his bootstraps in mid-1963 and stayed on the firing line. Or as Bob Dylan encouraged, keep pressing on. This is easier said than done when under the global spotlight while simultaneously being pushed out. William Branham pushed forward in 1963, trying to explain clearer his beliefs for the next 30 months. Then he was set free from it all. J.L.E.